mark person. So. Off we go.
Is that a gun?
It's one of those automatic guns.
Not very.
Race 4 underway. The horses come thick and fast. Barely got time to breathe, let alone drink or eat between the races, but hopefully you've got the beer bottles full and the cans full if you've not seen the bites at the end of the home straight.
That guy's pacemaking the game.
Get the beer flowing ready for race 4. We've got race 4 and 5 to come. We've got 800 metres to come. We've got our elite races as well this evening in Battersea. It is great conditions as you've seen so far. Lots of personal best. Some super fast racing already, which bodes well for our elite races to come later on in the evening. Elite men's and women's fields tonight. Every race so far has been an open race. But then as we get towards those elite races, you will see the men's and the women's field will be split. And we're looking for some rapid times on the track here at Battersea, just as we've had in previous years. And as hopefully we'll have as we go throughout the night. This is race 4. We're looking at a time of around about 15 minutes, hopefully the guys can dip inside. So we're looking at around about 72s, which is a nice easy match for everyone on the track, around 3 minutes per kilometre. And that'll give us a nice round 15 minutes. If the pacemakers have got it right and they're doing great jobs, they're just going and going and going all night. It's a great session for them at the front. And hopefully the guys at the front here are working well together can pull people round. Let's have a look at the start list. So Daniel Wallace sits in there in the Guildford and Golden Vest at the front. He's the fastest on personal best. 40-12 is his personal best. 15-30 more recently season's best. And obviously goes to something closer towards 15 minutes tonight. You've got Jacob Atwell in there, Matthew Greenwood, Archie Coates, Joe Dale, Hugo Caceres, Alan Milbury, Dan Bradford, Cosmo Benyon, Peter Hard, Alex Wood, Ollie Jackson, Dominic Howard, Robert Sessamon, you may recognise that name, brother to Phil, Regan Tubb, Greg Duval, Callum
Phil Sessamon's brother, Robert.
William, Brian, Owen Malloy, Richard Bartram, Angus Lamb, Jack Ellis, Joe Doyle, Tom Foster, Harry Belgrave, Daniel Wallace, Chris Hudson and Finlay Dyer make up race 4. And let's have a look, here's towards the 4 of race 4. As I mentioned, on lap number 1, we have the Guildford and Goldwyn athletes represented well. 78 Tom Foster also in there towards the front. Alex Rose also in there from Guernsey. Personal best of 15:08. 15:12 recently at that Guernsey Easter 5K. So it comes here in good form. Lots of season's best hovering around that 15-minute mark, so we should be in for something pretty quick. Some of the younger athletes like Regan Tubb making his 5,000 metre debut. And as I mentioned, Robert Sessamon in there, the Kent AC athlete, has gone through 15 minutes in the past, 14:53. But this is a track opener this season. And that's 3 laps already ticked off, ticking the laps off nicely. I'm going to try and get an eye on the clock at some point to see if we can get a good idea of what sort of pace the guys are ticking these laps off at.
The wind's dropped even more.
So as we go through at the front, nothing changed. 2 pacemakers in there, I believe, for this race, and doing a great job at the front of the race. It's actually Richard Bartram from Victoria Bike Harriers on the shoulder of Daniel Wallace, and Richard sitting in there in second and third. Actually third is fourth behind those pacemakers, because 2 pacemakers at the front. The Cottage West there in second, and I imagine he's going to pick up the pace when the first our pacemakers then steps aside. So pacemaker 1 will take them round. And I imagine we'll do a couple of Ks and then pacemaker 2 will take them as far as he possibly can With the conditions tonight being pretty good at the front, hopefully that helps our pacemakers sustain this nice quick pace, which we think is around about 15-minute pace. So looking at around about 72 seconds of that, we're just inside to take the inside
15-minute pace.
barrier. That'll be a huge barrier for a lot of these guys to break. Some for the first time, some will be looking to get back inside that, and some will be opening up their seasons hoping that they can then kick on from there. And it is a big train of athletes at the front. Still led by Richard Bartram, and then it is Tom Foster tucked in behind, and Daniel Wallace just behind him. Number 13, Cosmo Benyon from Cambridge and Coleridge. Cambridge and Coleridge get a really strong team these days. Starting to perform well really on the relay stage as well. William Bryan goes through from Southampton, and Angus Lambert, number 128, let's go Angus. So, big field. All strung out, that train of athletes at the front, and it is a big train. You look behind the two at the front, around the pacemakers, you've got around about 8 or 9 athletes on the back of that. A little bit of a gap opening up to the chase pack, but they're all working together quite nicely too.
2K in 5:55.
So already, around about halfway through this race,
Quicker. That's at least.
and you can see it's our second pacemaker now at the
Don's
front
trying to
leading
sort
the
his clock
way.
out.
Pacemaker number 1 steps aside, he's done a cracking job all night. Some session that he's doing. It is a cottage ghost at the front who leads him round, and Tom Foster now hot on the heels. So Tom Foster, Richard Bartram and Daniel Wallace is at front through, and then for the first time Matthew Greenwood from Brighton and Hove just moves round wearing 94 and just takes closer order, and that might help to bridge that gap between the three at the front and then that chase of around about 5 or 6 athletes. If they can just bridge that gap, which they've done very nicely, that will keep that train of athletes together, giving them a much better chance of all winning super fast times here in race 4. The cameraman trying to do a good job at keeping it on the infield, which kind of shows how fast they're running.
.705 over there, I think, something like that. 2,400. Stretched out again, yeah.
I think the one in the front is going So it is down to our second pacemaker who believe at the front of this race. We notice the pacemakers don't have the numbers on. The numbers belong to the likes of Tom Foster, it's the third, Richard Bartram in second. And then clubmate Daniel Wallace just sucked in behind him. There the Belgrave Harry is well in there. Great to see. Belgrave represented so well in each race and at the front end of this race. Angus Lamb, Jack Ellis, Billy Dyer. Just a few of the Belgrave Harriers in here, Ollie Jackson. And Billy Dyer has that PB.
These trains got back together at the front.
Track opener this year, so a lot of people opening up their track seasons hoping to kick off in good form, which will propel them into the summer. Fingers crossed really for a good summer. The weather is good enough tonight here in Battersea, that's for sure.
17, this is 72. We're on 72 pace.
If you're looking for a beer, the beer tent is at the end of the 100 metre straight, which is where you'll see our race leaders coming round. There's food down there, there's pizza on the home straight, there's beer down there. And there's winners on the inside of the track all night long bringing super fast times. Let's hear it for the race leaders as they come down. And it is the Belgrave Harrier now to its course order. Finley Dyer getting on the back of that group. And number 43, Archie Coates also in there.
52, 53.
Personal best morning 55, 8:26 already at Watford this year. So it's been sharpening up, it's been
9 minutes, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Moves himself into second place, but third behind the pacemaker, and the train of athletes is still together at the front.
1:13.
Jackson from Belgrave also going through 15:27 at podium recently. Again, that great night in Leicester when we saw lots of personal best. Angus Lamb going through as well. 5 nights into the lights, he got under 16 minutes. So Angus still running well, ticking off the laps nicely. But they are some 15-minute pace. meters at the front of the race. Pacemaker still in there. Still
Daniel Wallace
pulling
moves
around.
on to
And that
third.
trail is just starting to
Strong
break
move
up a
there.
little bit. Daniel Wallace is in there in the green vest. And Tom Foster doing a good job, the V35 athlete. Little bit of a grimace on the face, but they look good. The youngster weighed 43. Archie Coates tucks in nicely behind him. Personal best at 15.11. Got the journey vest on there. You see the GI on the back, and he looks comfortable. Sat in second in the race, but third behind the
Is it 4 to go?
The Guildford and Golden athletes working well together. Dan Wallace still in there. Tom Foster still in there.
4, 5, 6, 7 now.
From Cardiff going through. We'll see 4 laps on the clock. So just over a mile to go for the athletes who are
7
going
there.
through the line just
Brighton in
now.
no man's
Our
land.
race leaders are on the back
And another bunch
straight.
there.
3.5 laps to negotiate. 5, 6, 7 athletes still could take this down. But there is a little bit of a gap opening up for the first time. The 2 athletes sat in behind the pacemaker have just got that 1 or 2 meters, and the guys in 3rd, 4th and 5th, they need to think about that. Don't let that gap open. See if they can jump on the back of it. Spectators, make some noise each time they come round. The guys are going to need your support over the last 3 laps. Tom Foster still leads them round. Archie Coates looks comfortable in 3rd, and Finley Dyer makes a move round the outside to take Coates' order. Daniel Wallace is still
3 to go.
in there. Will Sesame looking good as well in the Kent AC vest.
I'm done, eh?
Jacob Atwell from Southampton Uni going through the line.
So it's down to 5
He
now
looks
on that
comfortable.
lap.
He's moving well. Cosmo Benyon. Callum Campion from Cardiff just goes through there. And we're 114, Ollie Jackson, Belgrade, PB 1527. All these guys moving quite nicely. Remember, look at
11:52 over there.
15-minute pace at the front. Tom Foster is now down to the front. Can he put him round? Archie Coates, the youngster, the under 20 athlete. Can he go inside 15 minutes? Has opened up a Watford already this year, and pacing his race really well. Belgrade Harriers makes some noise for Finley Dyer, who takes closer order and moves into 2nd place. Starts to show his face for the first time. Daniel Wallace
Here we go.
still in that group, and then wearing 187 is Robert Sesame from Kent AC. Let's go, Rob. He's made his way third. He looks smooth. This is going to be a burner over the last 800 metres.
Well done!
That Rob.
94,
Was that Robin at the back of the group?
just inside 15 minutes, and then the guys behind are also chasing down really well. 800 metres to go for all our athletes going through the line, and only 650 metres to go for the athletes on the back straight. Finley Dyer starts to make a move. The first time we've seen
13:03.
at the front of the race. 600 metres to go. Tom Foster's with a lot of
Very pushing on there.
weapon, and he does. He quits the team, and he gets on the back of Archie Coates, who's sat in behind Finley. It's going to be a test of strength and a test of speed over the last 400 metres, 500 metres. For the penultimate time, spectators.
Oh, God, he got home there.
Robert Sisselman's getting on the back of it. Let's go, Rob. And Daniel Wallace.
13:36.
Daniel Wallace is hanging on in there. Cosmo Benyon going through and looking good, as is Richard Bartram. They're in 5th and 6th, but it is Finley Dyer who starts to make a move. Tom Foster is still hanging in there. Aiken Youngster, Archie Coates is
Right
starting
here.
to make a move. Down the back straight. Is that lead decisive or Tom
Well,
Foster?
Sesame finishing strongly as well in 4th.
To bring it back round. 1, 2, 3.
And Danny Wallace there as well.
Tom Foster, Finley Dyer. Which way is it going to go? Well, 150 metres to go. Spectators make some noise. It's Archie Coates, the youngster from Tom Foster. This is going to be a hell of a burn up in the whole straight. Make some noise for the guys who controls the line.
Oh,
Archie Court, Tom Foster, Archie Court. Who's going to get it? On the line. Wow. Wow. Separate them. Our officials have got a hard task of separating our race leaders. Adam Milbury finishing strong as Garden. Matthew Greenwood goes through. Robin Matthew. Oh, super quick times. Harry Melville finishing off. 202 Regan took also going through the line. A strong finish from Jacob Atwell. Goes into Jacob, the Southampton Uni athlete. 57 is Greg Devalve and Victoria Park Harriers. Well done, Greg. Trying to pick out as many winners as you can.
That's like a vulture, James. That's like being a vulture.
34 is Callum Campion again as he goes through the line and finishes up his 5,000 metres. And our final finish in race 4 is Green, number 50.
Oh, no, that's true. Even better.
One of our master sporty athletes. An absolutely fantastic run. Well done, gentlemen. Alex Moore from Guernsey goes through. And that rounds off race